This can't be real. Raiders make shocking $12 million move for a cornerback? What's going on behind the scenes? This is the kind of news that doesn't just happen, the kind that smells of urgency and maybe even destiny. The Las Vegas Raiders could be minutes away from pulling the trigger on a bold, calculated move that would instantly shake up their defensive identity. And it all revolves around a 25-year-old former first-round pick who may be looking for a way out of Cleveland. Something is happening in Cleveland, and it's having an impact across the league, even Las Vegas. Greg Newsome II, once considered one of the NFL's best cornerbacks, is now at the center of a growing trade storm. And while this isn't the first time his name has surfaced in rumors, this time it feels different. It feels real. Let's rewind. In 2023, Newsome posted an impressive 80.3 passer rating, elite production for a slot defender. He was agile, consistent in coverage, and efficient in the Browns' aggressive scheme. He looked like a cornerstone of Cleveland's secondary. But then 2024 arrived, and everything fell apart. His 80.7 passer rating soared to 120.7, ranking him 177th out of 222 cornerbacks. The drop wasn't just steep, it was alarming. With a $13.3 million salary cap hit fully guaranteed and his fifth-year option already activated, Newsome's future has become a financial headache for the Browns. According to Dog Pound Daily, the front office may be exploring trade scenarios or even a possible draft as they seek to restructure for the 2025 season. Enter the Las Vegas Raiders. Few teams in the NFL are in such desperate need of secondary help, and few players fit into their system as naturally as Newsome. It's not just about talent, it's about relationships. The Raiders' coaching staff includes Joe Woods, Newsome's former defensive coordinator in Cleveland, and Jeff Howard, his former defensive backs coach. This is more than coincidental. It's a strategic fit. Newsome wouldn't just be joining a new era, he'd be returning to a scheme he knows and the coaches who helped him thrive. Other times are also specific. Reports mention the Miami Dolphins, who arguably have the league's smallest cornerback reserves, and the Seattle Seahawks as potential suitors. But the Raiders may have the edge. With Woods and Howard already on the coaching staff, and with the glaring need in the Las Vegas secondary, this isn't just a logical move, it's urgent. The urgency is paramount. The Browns have younger, cheaper talent like Cameron Mitchell and Miles Harden, who have been quietly gaining more important positions. If they feel confident in their replacements, moving Newsome and eliminating over $13 million from their coffers becomes a win-win option, especially if they can land a mid-round pick in the 2025 draft to strengthen other areas. NFL pundits often say, where there's smoke, there's fire. And right now, the smoke surrounding Newsome is turning into a beacon. This isn't just speculation. It feels like a change waiting to happen. It's a matter of adjustment. It's a matter of value. And it's a matter of timing. Some newcomers still have potential. He's only 25. A new setting, like Las Vegas, could be exactly what he needs to recover. But for the Raiders, this potential move is about more than just adding talent. It could be a matter of survival, because what's currently happening in the Raiders secondary has some analysts calling it the worst in the league. But here's the thing. Bringing in Greg Newsome isn't just a luxury. It might be a necessity, because when you take a closer look at the Raiders' current secondary, the situation is far more alarming than fans might imagine. In fact, according to experts, this might be the worst defense in the entire league, and that changes everything. Let's be honest, the Raiders' cornerback corps is in trouble. Despite several offseason signings, Pro Football Focus officially ranked the Raiders' secondary as the worst in the entire NFL draft board in 2025. That's not an opinion, it's data. The most experienced veteran of the group is Jeremy Chin, who earned a 65.2 PFF grade last year, his best in 3 seasons, demonstrating just how much this unit is struggling. And it gets worse. Several personalized starters had coverage grades below 50.0 in 2024. This is a warning sign at Allegiant Stadium. The team has high hopes for third-round pick Darian Porter, a tall, athletic cornerback with explosive speed and natural traits. Defensive coordinator Patrick Graham was quick to praise Porter's effort and ability to correct mistakes during OTAs, hinting that he may already be well on his way to adapting to the Raiders' scheme. But let's be clear, Porter isn't the answer yet. He's a developing piece with potential. There's also Jacorian Bennett, who's finally healthy after being sidelined for significant periods due to injuries over the past 2 seasons. Graham sees potential in Bennett's physicality and growth, but he's played fewer games than most NFL rookies. When you get more experience, start seeing more releases, and understand situational football, Graham said, that's when you take the next step. So what does this mean for the Raiders? It means they're walking a tightrope with no safety net. If Porter and Bennett don't step up quickly, or if Chin returns again, the secondary could become a fatal flaw. That's why a move for someone like Newsome isn't just a matter of depth, it's a matter of survival. So the question is, how do you revamp a defense that's bleeding from the back? Talent helps, but leadership may be even more important. And that's exactly what the Raiders brought when they hired one of the most respected minds in football. Pete Carroll didn't just show up to coach. He came to change the culture from the ground up. And the results? The players are already feeling the difference. Forget what you thought you knew about leadership inside the Raiders locker room. Because the moment Pete Carroll walked into the building, everything changed. Culture, energy, mindset, all of it. And no one is feeling this transformation more deeply than Max Crosby, the emotional core of this defense. He's real. It's not fake energy, Crosby told ESPN in a tone that made one thing clear. This isn't just another new coach. And it's not just him. It's the entire coaching staff. There's something different in the air here now. For a veteran who has endured years of coaching turnover and broken promises since the final seasons of Derek Carr's tenure, that's a powerful statement. Carroll isn't here to make friends. He's here to win. And he doesn't need to fake enthusiasm or force connections. His passion for the game is authentic. And more importantly, it's contagious. His track record speaks for itself. National championships with USC, a Super Bowl with the Seahawks, countless playoff appearances. He's built dynasties before, and now he's focused on restoring greatness to one of the NFL's most iconic franchises. Everyone knows it's hard, Crosby continued. You're going to try really hard, but when you have a whole building pulling in the same direction, that's when the magic happens. That kind of unity, of purpose, of identity has been missing in Las Vegas for years, and Pete Carroll knows it. That's why he's made culture his top priority. After the Josh McDaniels experiment collapsed under its own weight, and Antonio Pierce's brief reign brought courage but little structure, Carroll represents something the Raiders haven't had in a long time. Stability with credibility. He's demanding, yes, but he's respected, because everything he asks, he's already done. That's why the players are buying in quickly. Inside the facility, you can feel the change. The coaches are aligned. The players are motivated. The veterans are re-energized. And the young players, they're paying attention in a way they haven't before. Carroll's authenticity is his greatest weapon, because in a league rife with egos and politics, being authentic stands out. And that brings us to the big question now looming over the 2025 Raiders. Is this the start of something real? Between Pete Carroll's commanding presence, the steady leadership of newly acquired quarterback Geno Smith, and the very real possibility of trading for Greg Newsome, which would immediately improve the team's weakest unit, it seems like a perfect storm may be brewing in Las Vegas. Could the arrival of Pete Carroll, the experience of Geno Smith, and a smart trade for Greg Newsome be exactly what the Raiders need to finally transform the NFL's worst-ranked secondary into a respectable defense, and usher in a new era of winning in Las Vegas? One thing is certain, the pieces are finally falling into place, but now it's time to see if Carroll is the man capable of putting them together and finishing what so many others started but never delivered. Leave your opinion here. Don't forget to leave your like and subscribe to the channel, but later I will come back to update you with the latest news from the Raiders.